If you think about what are the best performance management programs that have been put in place, they're usually systems that can really differentiate top talent from not quite top talent. Too many times what I've seen, companies will spend hundreds of thousands of dollars putting in these great software systems, and then instead of having a bell curve when the day is done, right, over 50,000 employees in a company, where when you look at that bell curve, most are at the top of the bell, meaning they're kind of in the middle. And your extreme right, which is your top performers, your extreme left, which are your lowest performers. That bell curve is typically normal when you've got a data set that's big enough to suggest a bell curve, 10,000 units plus. What I was finding is we installed at a particular company where I worked, we installed this massive program for performance management, but we ended up with a falling string. And the falling string basically went this way. It said everybody's a 5. Few people are 4s and 3s and 2s, but almost everybody was a 5. And what that told me was, for all the money we invested in the program, our managers didn't know how to differentiate. They didn't know how to award the scores. They didn't know how to really talk about what is stellar performance, distinction, performance excellence, the person who is a role model in terms of their behavior, the person who is ready to step up in their career progression right now and get promoted, which would be like a 5, like the superstar, versus what's a 3, what companies sometimes call, meets expectations. I say fully successful, or someone who's playing par at golf. Again, the problem is companies either give everybody 5s, which kind of kills the whole purpose of the system, because they can't all be 5s. Typically, who are your superstars? It's about 10% of the population, not 50% of the population. Then the question becomes, some people are like professors in college that won't give you an A. They'll give you a C, they'll give you a B, but they don't give A's. That's a shortcoming too. That's a mistake. You have to be able to discern your top talent, and you want to use this as a motivational tool. And when you look at that group that's getting these exemplary scores, these are your hypos, your high potential people, and you're going to develop a separate program for them to take on more responsibility, which leads into succession planning. So there's a very logical sense to this. The good news is it can be done on the back of an envelope. You don't need to spend money on softwares. This is really a matter of putting it on paper and saying, if you have a 5 and a 4 and a 3 as your top scores, let's put people in some of those boxes. Let's talk about it, because the conversation with everybody, the leaders in your department, about everybody in the group, is a very healthy way of going about this. And then once we've all agreed on who's a 4 versus who's a 3 versus who's a 2, meaning they're only partially successful in their job, then the managers can go ahead and write the reviews. What you don't want to do is have them write the reviews first, tabulate the scores afterwards, and find out everyone is a 5, or no one is more than a 3. Having those conversations up front, what we call calibration discussions, is a very, very important way to kind of cross-pollinate ideas in your department and give everyone a chance from the management team to be heard about what they're experiencing in dealing with staff members in the department.